for me personally, it's really hard doing traffic because you are kind of stereotyped as this ditzy, blonde, dumb girl that's standing in front of a green screen. And back in the day, that was kind of the weather girl. That was kind of the stigma. Oh, you're gonna be the weather girl. Well, now I think that meteorologists have garnered so much respect in this industry that that is no longer the norm, and it is now the traffic person. That's kind of that backseat, oh, she's a ditzy blonde. And I think that's become the trend. And unfortunately, I fit the mold, so that's what I am right now. And I am trying to break through and have my own personality and have my own thing going as much as possible. But yeah, it's a stereotype that is alive and well right now, is that like the ditzy blonde. It's still very, 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 very prominent here at this studio too. So anywhere you go, you have that. You have the physical side of things that are instant. When you meet people, that's instantly what goes off in their head and they judge you right away. So why wouldn't people who are watching you do the same?
I think that I'm perceived, as a likable person that people wouldn't mind inviting into their homes. There is pressure though and my health has always been important to me, but there is certainly pressure to make sure that you look good all the time and make sure that, you are, a healthy weight and that your hair looks the right way and that, your makeup and your clothes and everything like that. It certainly is more difficult for women in that perspective. So I guess in that respect, it does feel a little bit pushed upon me because I know that if I don't look put together, that I wouldn't be perceived in a manner that people would want to welcome me.
As a female meteorologist, my number one concern is to be seen first as a scientist and secondly as someone in the media. Unfortunately, it does seem to be flip-flopped. I am first someone in the media, a face, a voice, an outfit. Second, I am a scientist to a lot of our viewers and just in the general perception. I would say that 99% of the comments that I receive from people are going to be about the clothing that I wear, the makeup that I have on, or the hairstyle that I choose, as opposed to the content of my forecast, my scientific ability, my resume, and my education. And those things are incredibly important to me. So I hope that in the future, especially as more women flood this field, people will take me more seriously and maybe even loosen up a little bit on what their acceptance is and the general idea of who someone in the news should be.
But unfortunately, they want to see a girl in a dress. And it seems to be the norm, and it seems to be on every big station, every big market. That's what they're doing. You don't see a guy doing traffic. So I think right now, the most degrading and the most embarrassing role in this industry is probably traffic. And I don't think that many men do it, and I don't think many men want to.
I went through a pretty rough patch. And sure enough, like the last time I got my hair dyed, I felt like it was a little bit too dark, but it was something that I was gonna work toward lightening back up over a period of time, but it got sped up a little bit. It was difficult, but I get it in the same respect because I know that this is coming from a place of what the viewers want, and viewers are mean. Because they are very critical of how we look, and the biggest thing is that we just need to make sure that we're not distracting with our appearance. So if it really stands out that I've got the wrong hair color, that's gonna be distracting. If I'm wearing something that is distracting, then they're not paying attention to what I'm saying. So it's difficult, but for them, there's only been one time that I've really been told we'd really like you to change something or to adjust something, and that was tough. It didn't make me feel good, but in the same respect, I understand that it is the business, and it's very much viewer driven. So,
as a female who works in an industry that is primarily dominated by men, I do know that it's not a myth, and I do know that I feel that I have to work harder or raise my voice louder to be heard equally or to be recognized equally to my male counterparts. There's something about the job that I'm in or being a scientist who's a female that you do have to work a little harder. You have to try, you have to push it a bit more without ruining that stigma and acting bossy, right? Or demanding. Absolutely. So the appearances that go along with being a female are, for a lot of different professions, kind of something that holds us back a bit.
Here is the tough thing about being a woman in this business, and you may get to this question in a little bit later. I think the biggest thing is it's appearance-wise. In this business, men have more longevity. A distinguished-looking gentleman in his 60s can be just fine on television. A woman in her 60s, not so much. And that's a viewer perception, as you know, these decisions that, you know, bosses and people are making. It's based on what the viewers want, what they want to see. So I think that maybe that could be why that women aren't necessarily seeing it as being a long-term business that they can feel that they can stay in. The woman may feel that pressure to get out of the business or not get in the business just because the demands are too high.